All right, guys, welcome to our Monday night Zoom training. I'm super excited to have a special guest on with me tonight, Jill, a triple diamond winner circle winner. Sounds weird saying that, but she's like magic. I feel like we've had a few people on that have just brought the heat, and it's made mainly because they made a decision to get to work, not because they've been in a certain amount of time or anything. So this is really for anybody that's just ready to learn what we're doing and to put in the work and to have the success. And I think so many newbies are like, where do I even begin? How do I begin? But I really wanted to start the call off with a little bit of Jill's story and how she got started, because I think it's important for all of us to know a little bit of how we joined. And people may be watching you for years and decide to jump in. Maybe they see a product that you're using that you've talked about. And 12 years ago, we saw a friend. We were going through bankruptcy, you guys. Life was hard, standing in food lines. The economy had crashed. And so it looked like we had it together on the outside because we owned fitness franchises. We had a nice house, but we were losing everything. And so people didn't know that because we just didn't talk about it. But we were looking for a way to make extra money, always willing to just find something. And when we were introduced to it, it was because a person had lost weight. Mm-hmm. And what do you do when somebody's had results, or maybe you see somebody that's got great hair, or you ask, what are you using? What are you doing? And that's what happened to me. I opened the door for a conversation, and she said this wrap thing, and the rest is history. I was like, no way, that doesn't work. And I see pictures of tightening and toning tummies again. And that's how we got started. It was just by her sharing the opportunity with us, you guys. And I'm so grateful she had the courage to say that there was a business opportunity. It was one of those pyramid things. Like, that's not what you want to hear.
Like, she yes, didn't know exactly what we're looking for.
She didn't know, but you can't say the wrong things to the right person. When somebody's looking for ways to make extra money, or they're ready to lose weight or get more energy, whatever that is, they're going to jump in. So I want you guys to be encouraged by that, especially newbies. Like, sometimes we freeze and we're like, how do we even start? Where do we begin? And so I want to make sure that you guys are on the right track with that. Is, how did you get started? So for those of you watching, write down your story. Was it by watching somebody on Instagram, on Facebook? Maybe it was a TikTok, and maybe it was in person. I know people are getting back to being in person. So kind of write that down, and we'll kind of go through how to write your story and how you can start talking to people. But congratulations on newbies coming in. But then if you've been in a while and you're just ready, maybe that's part of your journey now. But I want to hear how Jill got started. And maybe she jumped off the gate, maybe she didn't. And we're going to hear now, why is she having the success? So I want you guys to kind of see where she's at through the years. So Jill, unmute yourself and let's hear it, because this is going to be good.
Hello, you guys. Okay, so this is my second time with It Works, and like 9 millionth time with a network marketing company. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you kind of what my life looked like before. So I've been in for 2.5 years now. When I started, I was doing in-home daycare because we were so broke, like I couldn't even afford to work. Daycare was so expensive. So I decided to quit my job and do daycare. And I was like, dang, I'm going to be rich because I'm going to be making all this money. No, kids eat everything. So my husband is actually an over-the-road trucker. So I was left to do everything. He's only home like a few days of the week. So all the stress, everything went on me, and I was very overwhelmed, and I ate my feelings. So in the time when I was home, I gained a lot of weight. It was after my second kid, and I've used the products the first time I did the business, and they worked amazing for me, but it didn't work that time around. I had no idea what I was doing, and it was just not the right time for me in the business. Okay, so I jumped from business to business to business, and I honestly gave up on the whole network marketing thing, because you see everybody being successful, and I was like, it's a scam. Like I've done the things and I haven't been successful. I've made like $200 and that's it. In every single company I was with, and I was like, not for me. But I saw somebody posting. You guys host a post? Who hosts a post? Because this is I'm gonna talk about it all night. Okay. So I saw somebody posting about the fat burning coffee. So doing daycare, I lived off of coffee. I had like 3 pots of coffee a day. and I wanted to lose weight. I was 247 pounds, the most I've ever weighed in my entire life. So I reached out to the girl that my friend was posting for, and I was like, hey, how much is it to join? And she's like, oh, the coffee. And I was like, no, the business. And I did not tell her I didn't want to join the business. I would just wanted to get the coffee, okay? Because I knew in the starter pack, you get the coffee and the wraps. Well, you used to. Now you get your Skinny Brew samples. And I was like, I'm just going to drink the coffee and I'm not going to message her back ever. So that's what I did. And I was almost out of coffee, but I was losing weight. My friends were all like, Jill, your face is getting skinny, like you look good. And I was like, I know, but I'm out of coffee and I can't afford to buy it anymore because I'm so poor. And so I reached out to her. I also left her on red for like, I don't even know how many messages. And so I reached out to her and I was like, hey, I need to get coffee, but I have no money. And she's like, well, you have like 4 days to get your shopping spree. So I put my head down and I worked, but I was scared. So if you guys are brand new, you're more than likely like, what did I get myself into? Like, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm really scared. I was scared of getting judged. Okay. So I'm from Nebraska, very small town. I grew up in a town of 93 people. So very small town. And so that's not the norm. The norm is go to school and go to college and then work, or go to school, work and then die. Okay. That's literally what you do in Nebraska. And so it was not the norm. And my husband was like not supportive. His friends were not supportive. So I was like, if you're not going to support me, I'm done. So I deleted everybody off of Facebook, not my husband, but I deleted all of his friends off of Facebook. So I didn't have to worry about those people, like that negativity in my life. And I was like, I'm going to just try this because I got those customers fast and it was a lot easier than it was the first time around. And I don't know, I allowed myself to dream for more and I pushed. So 5 months into the business, you guys, I don't have income disclosure, but I earned a $10,000 bonus and I went diamond. And so I doubled what I was making doing in-home daycare. So I quit. I was like, I'm done. We're not going to do it anymore. And 2 months later, we went double. But in between all of this, when I was quitting my daycare and everything, I was like, you guys, I told my husband, I was like, we have enough money now where we can buy a farm. So that was always our dream as a family, to raise our kids on a farm. And so we put in an offer on a house. And between me going from diamond to double diamond, our offer got accepted on the house. So like in between moving and everything, I still promoted a double diamond and earned another bit bonus. And so we were making a good 4 figures a month. And like I was comfortable, really comfortable. And so that's what I was doing full time, working at home on the farm, doing all the things and no longer doing daycare. And now 2.5 years later, we're triple diamond, my husband's double diamond, and we're just doing all the things that we want to do. But I do have big dreams for our future. We're going to eventually, my husband's going to be home more. So he drives truck. He's over the road all the time. And he's actually been able to buy his own semi because of this business. That's been his dream. So I'm the supportive wife, but now it's time to bring him home. Like, he needs to be home more. So that's our big goal, is to be able to pay it off and just have the freedom to do what we want when we want. But I know with this business, I'm going to be able to do that. And I've lost weight using the products. I've helped other people lose weight, and I'm able to help other moms stay home. And I just want to help you guys, you new people in this business. If you're just like, I don't know my place, or I don't know what to do, allow yourself to really dream. That's one thing, like going to Winter Circle. I actually went twice. I was invited the first time and the next time I earned it. And both times it was a lot of dreaming. So Mark and Cindy, they started off in this little farm, and it grew and it grew and it grew bigger and bigger. And that's what you guys have your hands on. Our why has always been able to grow. So my why at first was, I want to get skinny. And then it went into, I want to have a date night, because we never were able to have date night because we were so poor. And then it went to, I want to have a farm, and then cows, and then goats, and then all these things. I know it's probably not a lot of you guys' why, but me living where I am, I want to be on a farm and I want to have all these things. And that's what this business has given us.
I love that.
I want to be on a farm and have all these things too.
I like the city, so this is a battle for us. I was like, we need about a balance there. But
before you say anything, I did want to touch on something that Jill said. She had to delete people from her life. And if you guys didn't see my Motivation Monday post today, it says, if your family and friends aren't supportive, if they're telling you it's too much, you're selfish, it's too hard, you're going to fail, you can either agree with them and live the life they have chosen for you, or you can take responsibility for yourself and find or make a way to live the life you want. And that's exactly what Jill did.
Yeah. And that's sometimes hard, especially newbie, like that judge. I'm glad that you talked about that, Jill, because I was at that point in my life where nobody was paying my bills and I was miserable and I was just ready. And so there's a point in our life where we feel this shift happen. And sometimes we don't know, we join this business not having that, but it might be a year into the business and all of a sudden you're like, okay, I'm ready. I've been sitting on this business. I'm ready to go. It's something that happens. Or I love that Jill said she joined because she wanted to get skinny, because that was me. I wasn't thinking huge, big dreams. I took it small, and that's okay too. Like, where do you begin? Where do you start? I think she probably got those customers because she was talking about the product and all the weight she had been losing. So huge aha for me, or a key point.
And our coffee's amazing.
Use the product. Like, if you want customers quickly, use the product. And so maybe you joined and you didn't realize you can go on and order more product at any time and you get the wholesale pricing. And I would encourage that. I know sometimes, we get into this thinking we don't have a ton of money or we don't want to spend a lot of money, but I promise you the results that you get, even if you just commit to a 30-day, is going to blow your mind, especially right now when you get 5 loyal customers in a week, you guys, from Saturday to Friday night, midnight, you can earn an extra $100. What would that do for your family? And you can get those weekly. So that's an extra $400 a month. Like, that's some people's car payment, house payment, paying off credit card debt, whatever that is. So we're going to talk a little bit about that too, on just focusing, you guys, on what 5 customers can do. But if you really want to jumpstart your business, newbies, or again, if you're ready to take this serious, take yourself serious, put yourself out there, have courage and say, all right, I'm doing a challenge. I just need encouraging people to cheer me on and watch the people. So don't be afraid to ask for that. I think that's the thing. And if they're not, delete them. They're not in alignment with you on where you're going, and that's okay. They may come back down the road. They may stalk you. They may follow you and watch you, but don't give your energy to the people that aren't going to serve you of where you're going. So I love that.
Just because you delete them doesn't mean they're still not watching you and following you.
Yeah, we just never, ever know. And, I know that you attract what you put out. So what do you want in your life? And I love that we get to choose that. So maybe you haven't had the best influence around you, but I know, and it works. We're going to give you all of the encouragement, believe in you, cheer you on, and don't be afraid to ask for some of that help, especially, just reaching out and just asking in team pages like, hey, can somebody show some love in my post? Sometimes Facebook hides things. We don't see it always. And so don't be afraid to ask, to advocate for yourself, just because we may just not see your post and we want to encourage you. So do that. So Jill, I love that you got started. You use the product. So that was a huge thing for me. Just hearing part of your story was you got in it just for the product. And sometimes that's what happens. Don't be afraid when you're talking to people, you guys, to offer them the business. I know I had a great call with someone today and I was like, just give them the opportunity, let them choose. Don't choose for them. We can't put this, piece on them that we think, oh, they already got a good job. Oh, they don't need the money. Or maybe they don't have the money. Don't put a label on them. Let them choose and encourage them that way. So Jill, so you got started, and then you were like, okay, I really want to make the money. So looking back, especially as a newbie, were there some key things that you did to really get that rolling? Did you just focus on maybe customers at first? What was it that you focused on, and what could you tell us now if people are ready to start?
Okay, so looking back, my life was chaos all the time. It still is chaos all the time. So I got in the time, whenever I had the time. So I want to just address this really quick because I have a lot of people tell me this when they first start. They're like, I don't know how you do this. I have no time. You guys, I had 12 kids at my house for 12 hours a day and I had to clean up after them. I made the time. Okay, if this is something that's really important, I just want to tell you, your why has to be so important to push you. My why was to get those kids out of my house. That's horrible, but I wanted to get them out of my house. But I remember when I started, so I just wanted all the money right away because I was so tired of being broke. And I sold a sample pack to one of my daycare moms. And I was like, dang, I have $20. I just gave her 3 packets of coffee. So I sold sample packs and I did customers. So if they didn't want to be a customer, they didn't want to do the loyal customer program, I always offered a sample pack. And I don't really do that as much anymore. But I mean, I don't know why I don't. I totally could. You guys can do that too. We have an amazing sample pack program. You guys can do that sample packs like the It Works sample pack app. I do that all the time now, not as much as I used to. But I actually had a goal to be able to do a weekend away with me and my husband. And I did that in sample cash. So, I mean, I focused on the customers, but my commissions went to my products because I wanted to use the product. So, a lot of that at first, because I was like, I'm going to be a product of the product. I was very, very vulnerable about showing myself. And it was hard. It was really hard, but that's what's going to get you a lot of customers, especially right off the bat. But if you're not comfortable doing that, you guys host a post. I feel like I jumped in right when host a post was getting big. So that's what I shifted my focus on, adding my network and host a post and showing my face. Like I probably posted selfies like 16 times a day because I was like, I'm here, I'm drinking my coffee, I'm doing all the things. But focusing on host posts, and I've never stopped with that. So I didn't have a number at first, but right now it's 10 a day. And that might sound like a lot, but do you guys want to make a lot of money? Do a lot of host to post because it's going to pay off in the long run. But I did see some people in the comments earlier, and they were saying like, my family doesn't want to buy whatever. That's what host to post is for. You can add somebody to your network and be like, hey, do you want to get in my giveaway? Like, just throw this post up on your page for me. So that was what I focused on. It was both customers and the samples, because I just wanted all the money. Like that's all I really focused on. But host to post, you guys, like that is my bread and butter.
So this is something she kind of said something on what she does. She said a few keywords: consistency. She jumped right in and she found consistency. Now, right away, you may think, oh my gosh, I don't even know what to do, but I want you to search in your team pages or even in YouTube videos, host to post. You can do host to post for dummies, does not matter. We just want you to learn those and be consistent with them. And it might feel awkward and weird at first, but once you find being consistent with those, you never know who, when somebody posts, what that can lead to. Like you could get 10 customers from one person posting. You could get one. You may not get any views, but don't give up on that because we don't know when it's going to happen. And I know the people that are consistently enrolling customers because they're consistent. They're not worried about the views on them. They're just getting them up every single day.
Well, what's awesome is you could end up with a distributor like a Jill and then have a triple diamond. That would be amazing.
Yep. And a couple of things, I see some comments in there, Jill, so I'll help you answer those. I did see this and I wanted to kind of say this. People do join this business and they don't need to lose weight. We're just utilizing that. That's where I was at. That's where Jill was at. We have an amazing facial line. We have the wraps. Some people don't need to lose weight, but they want to tighten up their skin. Maybe they want to get on healthy, with the greens. I love that. That's a product I'll never give up. So there are some things, the hair, skin, and nails, there's a lot of different things. It's just finding something that you can be passionate about.
Well, and something that most people seem to skip over when it comes to Skinny Brew, just because of the fact that skinny is in the name. It is a focused factor drink. I mean, the neurotropics in it cause you to have such intense focus that it is one of my pre-workouts. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the things that if you are looking for a coffee that has purpose, stop drinking regular coffee and just switch to Skinny Brew and watch it change your life.
Okay, so this is what we're going to do in the chat. We're going to have Jill she said host to post is their bread and butter. When I see people in the chat say host to post don't work for me, you want to reword that a little bit, Mackenzie. I'm picking on you a little bit in a loving way, but I want host to post to work for me. And it may need to be, I need to message 100 people. You may need to get new people to post for you. So sometimes we need to change up who our friends are. Are you doing your 6 list? So Jill, I want you guys to listen to this. A 6 list is just as important as being consistent with host to post. If you're not doing all kind of the behind the scenes to get the host to post up, sometimes it will feel like it's a stall. And you can feel that way, like, oh my gosh, maybe it's not working. It does work when you include the things. So anytime you feel like stuck or something, you need to push through and go, what can I work on? So Jill, give us your 6 list of, these are kind of your daily task guides. And it can be done in like 20 minutes, an hour, 30 minutes, whatever you want to do. So run down your 6 list.
Okay. So host post is the main one. Okay. Like that is my host post is my favorite thing in the entire world. And so it's host to post, showing myself using a product. Okay. Like that is something that's huge. You'll see me every single day on my story. If I'm not making my coffee, you're going to see me drinking coffee every single day. Talking about the opportunity and having fun with your business is something that's big. Okay. Pam Sauter said this a long time ago on a Zoom, and we asked, what was your non-negotiable with the business? And she said, have fun. Okay. When your network sees you just like being bored, or you can tell you're annoyed, you're not going to attract them. And Steph said earlier, she was talking about how you attract people. You want to attract people to your network. You attract like-minded people. So if you're blah, boring, and you're just like, oh, I don't want to do this, those kind of people are going to get on your network. Okay. So have fun, do something fun with it. Figure out what, like something that you love. Like I love I love cows, I love makeup, I love coffee. I have fun with those things. Okay. So figure that out too. And your self-development every single day and interacting to in your network. So creating that relationship with your network. One thing that I've been doing a lot with, so I have my Instagram and my Facebook stories connected, and I always do at least once a week we'll do polls so I can get to know them. But I have so many people in my inbox and it's so much fun. I'll ask questions. We'll do like this or that. They'll be funny. They'll be food. They'll be whatever. But just really building a relationship. And I feel like right off the bat, when I started this business, everybody knew me as like the crazy coffee person because that's all I talked about. And then I started doing like more things because I got more comfortable. So you have to think of like your 6 or 5 pillars. Okay. So 5 things that are about yourself. So like mine is Jesus, coffee. I'm a mom. I'm a trucker's wife. I live on a farm and I love makeup. Those last 2 don't really mix together, but that's unique about me. And that's something that I can be loud about. So I can be friends with somebody who loves makeup. I can be somebody who's a farmer, somebody who loves coffee, all these different things. But everybody knows that when they come to my page. Okay. So they're like, oh, Jill's got her coffee today, or oh, Jill's feeding her cows, or she's playing with her kids. There's so many, like, people will know you for these certain things. So find yours. And it doesn't have to be what somebody else is doing. You have to be uniquely you. I actually had somebody reach out to me the other day, and I want you guys, if you're brand new, like this is something that I think the first time why I didn't really stick it out is because there was this perfect image. Okay. So you see these people perfect on social media and you cannot relate with that. That's not real at all. And I want you guys to own who you are as a person. Don't try to be somebody else. I'm not Stephanie. I'm not Rachel. I'm not Beth. I'm not anybody else. I'm myself. So I'm going to own myself and I'm going to be loud about it. So I don't want you guys to think like you have to post exactly like so and so because I want to look perfect or I want to have that same network. No, you don't. Okay. You just own yourself. If you stutter over your words like I do, I don't know, whatever you do, whatever your little thing is, own it. Okay. And I make jokes about all the things that I definitely like mess up all the time with everything. I'm like, oh, that's just me. It's fine. It's just my life. But people know me for that. Okay. You don't have to be a perfect, see, I messed up, perfect person to do this business because nobody's going to relate with you on that. But we will say copy the right cat. And that's not copy and paste. It's kind of get an idea from somebody else once you first start into this business. So if you see somebody doing an opportunity post, they talk about like why they joined this business, what it's done for them. And maybe you haven't had any big wins yet. You can tell your friend's story. So you could be like, maybe you join underneath of me and you're like, I told you to make an opportunity post. You could be like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I started an online business with my friend Jill. She did X, Y, and Z with this business. I can't wait until I'm able to reach this and this and this goal. Okay. So copying the right cat in that aspect, but put your own twist on it. Be yourself and just really own who you are.
You guys, I love that because I remember thinking you had to look a certain way when I joined. We didn't have social media necessarily. So when I went to our first training, I had these expectations of what they looked like. And they were nothing of what I envisioned. They were all different people, different ages and sizes and backgrounds. And that was so intriguing to me. I was like, I can relate. This is great. I don't have to dress a certain way, show up a certain time. I can just do this on my time, showing up in sweats if I want, because you guys, I'm in sweats. Can you see my blue sweats? So I love that. I just love that I can do that. Now, of course, if you love makeup, wear the makeup, share the things, but be you. I think that's what we can take away from what Jill said is be you. So cleaning up on your, your 6 list, it's really interacting, getting those host to posts up, doing the work consistently daily. So if you have a goal of getting 10 host to posts up a day, we can't give you an average of, you may message 10 people and those 10 people post for you right away. We don't know what that is. So there's multiple different ways to do host to post. So I'll have Jill at the end of this give us some ideas on how we can get, host to post up, maybe how she seals the deal a little bit, to gather those customers and distributors. But there's a couple more questions I just wanted to ask on here. So as you're building this, think about, how did you hear about it? So on your story, did you hear about it from a friend in person? Maybe it was an expo you saw, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Where did you see that? And you want to make sure that you focus on where you're most comfortable. So Facebook, if that's your strong suit, then find the consistency with that and do all the things. But Jill, where do you find that you have the most success from? Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of it? Maybe utilize everything.
Facebook has always been my go-to. So you guys find what you find that you're like the most comfortable with, like Steph said, and it's easiest, I feel like, to do host to post on Facebook. Once you master one thing, then you can move on to the next. But I feel like when you're trying to do every single different platform at the same time, you're not going to give that one your all. So what I always tell my new girls jumping in, I'm like, okay, we're going to do Facebook first. This is the easiest. We've been on Facebook. I grew up with Facebook, and a lot of the new people on here, they probably have too. Or maybe you're in the Instagram era. I'm still trying to get used to that. But Facebook is my easiest to go to. So I'll do the other things. I'll say what the leaders say, but I'm going to give most of my focus onto Facebook because I understand it the most.
I love that. And you guys always can go through again and YouTube or go on team pages and type in the search tab, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and you're going to see different ways to build on each platform. Facebook and Instagram, the thing I love about that is you can pretty much copy and paste. You can do kind of the same thing. It's just different audience that you're going to hit on. So newbies, that's a great way to just start incorporating both or doing the same story on each platform. So if you're starting to create stories, showing yourself with your new product, talking about the business a little bit, just, don't forget to post on both platforms. Sometimes I forget because if I don't have them linked to each other, I just find it, I have more views if I don't link them. So whatever works for you, just make sure that you're doing that. So that's been a huge thing, because I think a lot of people think, they hear, oh my gosh, TikTok's blowing up. Like, you're going to find what's comfortable. When you're comfortable in something, you're going to do more of it and you're going to be faster at it. And then you can add to. So I want to make sure, like Jill said, Facebook, host to post, it just works. Instagram's a little bit trickier. We don't get them as much. We just want to bring them from Instagram to Facebook so that you're kind of mixing those together. And then you can ask on Instagram if they want to post for you, if they mind sharing a post, and say, well, what's your Facebook? Let's be friends there. And then have them post on Facebook so that you can keep track a little bit better. I love to do that.
Guys, a super simple thing to do to expand your network is at least once a month, make sure that you're asking people on each platform to go follow you on the other platform, because you have two different spheres of influence. There's an Instagram crowd, there's a Facebook crowd, there's a TikTok crowd. They all run in different circles. So if you're not doing the same thing on all the platforms, they're missing out, and you want to make sure that they know they're missing out.
Yeah. But again, focus where you're comfortable. So newbies, I remember thinking I'm overwhelmed. So we want to keep it as focus for you to get started. And again, if you're just like, okay, I'm ready to do this, I would say jump into host to post. Going to Winner Circle, going there, you're going to hear a consistent theme with all of us. And it was, what worked was host to post. And it's getting different people into your audience, into your profiles, adding new people consistently, and getting the posts up. So that's what I loved, Jill, was we went around when we were at Winner Circle together, and we just kind of asked, and that was it. It's just doing the work. So if you want to have more income, you got to do the work. Just like if you got another job, you got to show up to get paid, right? And so what I love about this, you guys, is you can put in as much effort as you want to get paid. and you'll get the results if you consistently put in the work. That's a little bit of the difference is you've got to be consistent to keep it going. Don't just think, oh, I'm going to ask 5 people and they're all going to say yes. Believe me, for us, we just know it's a numbers game. We've got this kind of like a turtle with their shell, right? We got this hard shell on. Like, we don't care if people don't respond or say no. We just keep going until we get them up. So if I could reach through the screen right now and shake you or put on a turtle shell and be like, or a honey badger, don't care. I don't care what you need to be in this, but know that the majority of people probably won't say anything. There's going to be some that say no. If they do, I would delete them and move on, unfollow so you can make room for more. And then the ones that you do, awesome, you want to hone in on that, like celebrate that. So making sure that what is your number that you want to get up and then having them host for you. So Jill, all right, I've got this because I put this in my notes and we want to know. So you said Facebook consistency. Do you have something, a tip that you can share that you're like, this is what really worked for me to get into the winner's circle? What was it, that post that, or was it a certain product that you shared? What was it to get people to maybe post? So give us a couple of your top tips.
Okay, so there's a lot. Host to post is key. I mean, I was getting the month that I earned host post, I think, or host to post that I earned winner's circle. I think I was getting 15 minimum every single day. And so when you're doing host posts, especially if you're brand new, so we call them partnered up host to post. It's pretty much having somebody else post your giveaway for you. So do at least 2, but right now I'm telling my team to do 5 because summer is a little bit slower for some people. Like, I don't want to say it out loud, but sometimes it is. So doing 5 partnered up host to post, or just the giveaway host to post. So you're going to send the message to somebody, say, hey, would you mind throwing up a post around your page? They're going to say yes. And so what they're going to post is, my friend is gifting whatever they're doing. So like, we're doing cash right now to 2 people. Drop the time you see this to get your name entered in the giveaway. That's it. And so then people are going to drop their name and we're going to send them a friend request and we're going to ask them to post for us. So it's just, you're expanding your network, you're getting potential customers, you're getting potential distributors, and you can ask them to post again later. When they do the giveaway one, also have them do a product one a few days later, because why not? They only have the giveaway on for their network. And then another way, when I got quite a few distributors, I think, that month, and they all just kind of hit the ball running because I created a relationship with them, but I got them, most of them, from host to post. So when somebody posts for you on their wall, I'm not asking them to either get a sample, be a customer, or be a distributor. You're not using that host to post to its full potential. I ask everybody, I just go right to distributor. I'm like, I want them to help me with my business. I want to help them make some money. So I just ask them, it's just a simple message. I'll send it to you after this stuff, or I'll get it in a little bit. It's just like, hey, thank you so much for posting for me. I just have to ask, have you ever thought about making money from social media? I literally do what you did on a daily basis. And it's super, super simple. It opens up a whole new conversation. If you guys are on my team and you did a host post, can you put like a 1 in the chat? I just want to see, because I see some of my girls on here who joined that month and they've been killing it. And I'm just so proud of them. They did a host post. And I'm just like, okay, we're going to become distributors. So they already have their network pretty much open to it. And if their post blows up, I'm not going to message their potentials, because those are their potentials. They can get their shopping spree and you can get a fast start bonus. If you're new, I don't want to confuse you and tell you all about all these things, but that's just another thing that's really good about having a distributor on your team who they already have. There, my friend Kenzie put it in there, but she put the join for $0 out of pocket at the bottom. But that's just the message. It's super simple. But host to post, right now, what's working for me is, I don't even know, there's 2 of them. There's just a cleanse one, a general cleanse one. And then the next one is, if you could lose without failing, if you could lose whatever, but weight by summer, I'll have to look it up. But it's like an interactive post, kind of. It's like A, 10 pounds, B, 20 pounds. You guys know what I'm talking about. And they put like the heart down. That's working really good for me. So I'm having a conversation with the person. And so I go script for script a little bit, and then I'm going to voice message, because I feel like you get kind of personal when you voice message somebody. And I have my own personal results. So I always tell them, it works best for me when I do X, Y, and Z, or like when I do a cleanse, I lose this much weight. But you guys, when we talked about at the beginning, we both have results. You guys can do a cleanse. If you don't need to lose weight, you can do a cleanse. Okay. You can do the coffee to let's see how it feels. Everybody can use the gummies to get a little bit of that, like love handles off, whatever it is. But just having a conversation with them and not being scared to just open up, I guess. But voice messaging, it's a lot more personal. And if you guys have ever had a customer ask you to call them and you just leave them on red, I used to do that sometimes because I was so scared. But I talk to all these older ladies all the time on the phone. Even if they call me and talk for 20 minutes, I know sometimes it's like a little much, but I get really big customers out of that. I just signed an 83 BV loyal today, and it was from that host to post because I took the time to have that conversation with them. So it's if you're brand spanking new and you're like, I have no idea, I don't want to have this long conversation, send screenshots, okay, of the conversation. And if you don't know what you're talking about, you can always tell them, be like, I'm brand new, so let me go research that for you, and I'll get right back to you to tell you. And then that's when you send a screenshot to your upline to let them know, like, I have a potential customer, can you help me seal this deal? But that's what's working the best for me is host to post, and just asking them, ask everybody in your network. Also, I want to share this. I don't know, can I screen share out here?
Oh yeah.
Okay, let me show you guys. I just started doing this at the end of last month. And so with summer, let me see if sometimes my phone doesn't let me. Oh, hold on. Okay, can you guys see that?
Yes, you're in.
Okay, so this is my notes. If you guys have an iPhone, you can do this. So this is how I keep track of my host to post. I just started doing this because it's summer. We don't want to be carrying around a notebook. We want to do, like, I'm not a very digital person, but this has been helping me a lot. So I'm just going to go on this day. If somebody says they're going to post me, I put their name down right here, and you can just, let me show you how to, this little circle thing right here, click that, and that's just a little checkbox that you can put on there. So I'm going to write their name down, and we're going to go through, and at the end of the night, I'm going to go through, I'm going to look at all these people who say they're going to host a post for me, and I'm going to look at their wall. So I've been giving it a few hours for that post to get up. And if they've posted for me, I'm going to put that little check mark. If they haven't, I'm going to go into their inbox, and I'm just going to say, hey, I was just looking, getting entries in right now. Did you get that post up, or do you want me to send you something else? Super simple, but that way I'm not spending a lot. Like, I'm not carrying around all my notebooks outside. Like, I'm playing with the kids. If I have time, if they're like busy, I'm going to sit and I'm going to do like 10 minutes of work, and I'm going to get messages out for host to post. But that's my absolute favorite thing to do right now. And then if you're brand new, print off your friends list or save it to your phone. I started using GoodNotes, and I'm obsessed with it. You do have to pay to do that, so you guys don't have to, but it's helping me a lot. I just have everything on my phone or on my iPad, so I can just carry it around with me. But what I'm doing is when I'm going through, I'm either deleting the person because they're negative, or I'm asking them to host a post. If I'm not doing either one, or if they're like my mom or something and they already have posted for me 70 times, I'm deleting them. Like, if they're not going to post for me, if they're not a customer, they're getting off of my network because there's no use for them on my Facebook. And I've actually had to have conversations with people like from high school, or somebody who used to post for me 70,000 times, who I used to work with that I wasn't really friends with. And they text me like, I'm not friends with you on Facebook anymore. We're not really friends. They just wanted in every single giveaway. And I'm like, I'm sorry, it's my business. I have to run it how I run it. And I'm just like really strict like that with it. So you don't have to do that, but you can block them if they don't leave you alone.
I love it.
But those are my
I think
tips.
you blew everybody's mind with the check mark.
Yeah,
Everyone was
I
like,
did.
oh my gosh, mind blown.
I freaking love it. It's amazing. So look, I mean, you're never too good to learn something. That is key. That's why you stay close to the fire, you guys. That's why you get on Zooms, because somebody can just say one thing that can be like, oh my gosh, this is going to save me so much time. And it's accountability for you to see if you actually did the work. Because, you know, if you go to your upline, or if you go to the person that you're working with and go, I feel like I'm not getting anything. Okay, show me your work. And if you can't show the work, or you show it and you're like, okay, well, we need to up those numbers to get the results that you want. If you want more customers, we got to put in a little bit more work. And that's not a bad thing. That just helps us understand where you're at. So I love that, Jill. I'm gonna go do that tonight because I'm freaking pumped for that. Just little check mark because I like to say things checked off. It's almost like, when you get your loyal customers now and it checks it off and it green lights it. I love that it shows when we got our customers. So you can focus, like, you want to get that done in no time, guys. You guys want to get that done so you can just go help as many people on your team get their 5 loyal customers so they can earn the $100. So I love that. That's like the first step, you guys, is getting the host to post up. The customers will come if you get the post up. I promise you. It's not like we're pretending. Multiple people are having success by doing that simple task. Again, it's work, but when you want to get paid for the work that you're putting in instead of going and just getting paid the same amount for doing sometimes hard work, and not getting ahead in life and owning your own time with this business. So I love that you showed that. But I also need to know, I see a lot of people talk about, well, I'm just not sure, I'm not good at it. How important is staying around the right people with the right mindset? Early on, I wish, Joel already knew that, kind of like learn from the people that are having success, because it's easy to go back home and somebody tell you it's not going to work or you're crazy. And you think, God, some of your closest friends and family you would think support you. And sometimes they don't. Don't let them discourage you because they won't make you wealthy. They may make you a little bit of money, but that won't make you the big income that a lot of us are looking for when we join. So how important is staying close to the fire?
So, okay, so when I started, like I told you guys that I did not have a lot of support. I deleted everybody, but I've had to have those hard conversations and let people know exactly like how important it was to me. And if they didn't see it, they're not your true friends. Like that's it. But you guys, I have made so many friends in this business. They've helped me go back to God. They've helped me believe in myself again. And I want you just to open up to having a conversation with a stranger. Like, I know it sounds weird. And like when I started, I was like, self-development, that's dumb. I'm not gonna do that. But I see myself in like my circle is Ed Milet, a lot of our triple and above, and people we watch on Zooms every single day. So you want to surround yourself with people who have the same passion as you. And somebody who, maybe somebody on here is not a mom and you don't click with them. Find somebody else that is a mom and you click with them. It doesn't have to be, your upline doesn't have to be your best friend. Mine is like, we met, we're both in Nebraska, but it doesn't have to be. Okay. Like, what if she was a college student? I could have found somebody else. There's so many other people in this business, but I want you guys to just know that everybody else believes in you too, and you guys can have that belief, but you need to surround yourself with people who are not going to talk down to you, people you don't have to watch to try to act like somebody else around, but just be yourself around them and just let them know like what your why is, and you'll have huge breakthroughs in this business. I did write some notes down and I don't even think I went over any of those. Let me look really quick.
Do a scan. Do a scan. It's okay. Sometimes off script is better. We always know God puts it in our heart of what we need to share, and it's awesome. So
Yes. Okay. One thing is, if you don't have a lot of people around you, so like me, I'm out in the country, and I don't like to leave the house a lot. I love to get on Zoom, and you'll hear people talking about like their circle, and like I was just talking about that too. Get on Zooms, and if you feel like you're not motivated or you're just like lost, get on a Zoom. If you see all these top leaders getting on Zooms, you want to be in their shoes, right? We all want to be Stephanie and Joel, the top number one income earners in the business. We want to be in the top 150. What do? They get on Zooms, they show up for their business. So we need to do that too. Ever since I've been in and I started taking it serious, I missed one. Okay, so our team does Sunday calls. I missed one, and everybody's like, "Are you dead?" Because that's how dedicated I am to this business. Ever since I was like a brand new little Ruby, but I take it so serious. This is my job. Like I'm clocking in on Zoom, and I'm going to be present, and I'm just going to get all the notes and everything. And you're never too good to take notes for a Zoom.
I, that is so true, you guys. So newbies, sometimes you're like, oh my gosh, where do I start? Start slowly, but show up. That's a big thing, is making sure you show up. Use the product. So let's just give a kind of a run through of what we learned tonight. I think the notes thing was the one thing that stood out the most to me, but getting the host to post up. What if you don't even know what that is? Do some research, ask the person that enrolled you, or go to your team page to find out, because we talk about host to post just about every single Zoom, because that's where you have success. So we're not going to talk about things that aren't going to bring in customers or get you the results. I know that people are having the results because I can see our downline, and I ask, what did you do to get them? You know, we do our Monday where we do our weekly morning power hours every day. And I'm like, okay, who got customer distributors or sold sample cash? How did you do that? And it's usually always post to post, or they were consistent. They did a follow up because they've asked them a bazillion times. And now they're finally, okay, I have the money to do it, or they're ready to get paid. So don't be afraid to start doing those things. Expanding your network. So sometimes that can be scary. Where do you start? You just start adding. It's a business. So just like if you were to open a brick and mortar, you got to expand your business. And sometimes that's advertising, which Facebook, Instagram, that's all free for us to get that word out, to add new people. So I would recommend expanding your network as quickly as you can. So having people, hey, would you mind sharing a post? I love that Jill explained that a little bit on, we're going to bless somebody with $500 extra this month. And now you're going to expand by adding those people to your friends list. So you're going to start seeing ways to do that. Be consistent. It's going to be a top theme that you hear with all the top leaders always. Like, I can always count on certain people, and I want you guys to be that person that you can count on yourself. Start showing up for yourself even before you have a team. That's something I did. I felt like, God, doesn't anybody want to show up? But then I didn't worry about it. The right ones were going to come, and they were going to show up when time was right for them. So make sure you do that.
That's super important. I don't know if you guys caught what she said, but you need to show up for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And the main reason why is because you can guarantee you show up for you. You can't guarantee if anyone's going to show up for you. Mm-hmm. So as long as you're showing up for yourself and you know you're putting in the work, you know that you can accomplish the things that you set out to do. It's great when you have somebody come along the ride with you. Mm-hmm. But that's not always the case. So as long as you show up, you build credibility with yourself, which breeds confidence, which allows you to walk with your head tall, and you can walk into rooms and a completely different person because of the fact that you know you're there and you mean business.
That's right. So you guys all mean business because you're on the Zoom tonight. So I'm super proud of you when others can say, oh, it's summer, I don't need to get on these. I want you to understand that if you are really going to take this serious, you're going to show up. So congratulations on that. Or if you watch the replay, if you're like busy working or something, listen to it in your shower, listen to it when you're getting ready. There is time in the day if you want to make this work. So we're going to do that. But I want to talk to you about money. I think Jill is definitely a red personality.
Like that?
I was like, she just like straight to business. I freaking love that. I love to have fun, but I also love to make money because money gets you to do the fun things too, right?
Put money signs down in the comments.
Yeah. Do you guys want to learn how to make some extra money? Like, especially this month. And I had this kind of, when I got started, if I could make $1,000 a month, that's what I wanted somebody to tell me. How could I make an extra $1,000 a month? And so our comp plan, you guys, I know the ins and out, being the number one earner. I know all the ways to make the money. So I want to give you all the ways on how you guys can do that and capitalize it and bring it in every single week, especially with host to post. There's no reason for you guys to leave any money on the table. So we all have the ability now to get 5 loyal customers in a week. So it's set Saturday to Friday at midnight. When you enroll 5 loyal customers, and it can be of any product, it doesn't need to be a set amount, which is awesome. You get 5 loyals, you're going to earn $100. 3 gets you 20, 5 gets you 100. I don't even want to stay at the 3 because I believe that we all should be getting those 5. So you get $100. Those are paid out. That will pay out the following week. So if you did 5 every single week, there's $400. And you guys, this isn't even everything else. That's a bonus. So there's 400. If you help 4 people join this business, so that's 1 distributor a week. So if you are putting in the work, you guys, and you're offering the business to them, I can guarantee you're probably going to get distributors because you're offering it to them and you're teaching them post to post. They're already maybe posting a giveaway for you, already sharing a post. They can already do this business, you guys. So offer it to them. So a distributor a week, you help teach them to get 5 loyal customers, but adding 1 more gets them in that week a shopping spree as well. So 5 loyal gets them 100. But for 6, you guys get 150, and that's $400 extra a month right there, or $600 extra a month. So that's $1,000, you guys, on just gathering 5 loyal customers yourself every week. There's your 400. helping to enroll a distributor and helping to focus with them on getting their 6 customers in a week. Yes, in a week, because I know that that's possible.
If you're supposed to be getting 5, they should be able to get 6.
And they will. I know they will. Friends, family, doing the asks and doing the host to post, get them off running, because you're going to help answer them to help seal the deal with the customers. And that's $1,000 in just bonuses, you guys. That's paid weekly. Who wants to make $1,000 this month? Like, you know, or setting yourself up, like going into July, would you like $1,000 in a month? And I want to see, everybody should be saying me, because I believe that you can do it. There's no question that is money that's on the table for you, especially the 400. We should all be rocking and rolling, getting those customers and getting those $100. That's like, it's just dangling in front of us. And I don't want you to leave it on the table. Like, they're giving us this. And then you got your residual, you got your monthly, and then you got your cash. So when you're doing these steps, you guys, of enrolling your customers every week, even if you just focused on 6 customers a month and help 3 people, that's your steps to success, which leads you to rank ups in the business. And we know that there's an emerald bonus, a diamond bonus, a double diamond bonus. Again, more bonuses are on the table. It's going to help you rank up if you're consistent on focusing kind of that post to post throughout the week on if you can get your customers and distributors. I shouldn't even say if you can. I know you can. It's putting in the work. So I want you guys to really understand, newbies, it might be scary, or maybe you've been in and you're like, gal, how do I just start? You just start. They're not going to worry about if you haven't posted it in 3 years. You just decide you're going to start and to be consistent with it. And that's what they're going to start to see. Your algorithms will start to change. All of those things will start to change, and have fun with it. You know, laugh at yourself, do the things. Like, life has been hard for me. And I felt like, how do I talk about business when my mom just passed away a couple weeks ago? I thought that was so weird, and I didn't know how to do it. And that was a fear, you guys. Being in as long as I have, I'm human, and that's still a fear, because I don't want to come across as like I'm just business. But I also know, because of this business, it gave me the freedom to spend the time that I needed when my mom was like in her last moments of her life. And I am so grateful that I had the freedom of time, the freedom to do things and pay for things of my family that I have created memories for. And that is priceless. And that is one thing that I know Jill, some of our top leaders, myself and Joel, just pray for you, that you can experience the freedom of time and money, because you cannot get time back. And to be able to have that has just been huge for us. So I wasn't going to go down that emotional trail, but I think you guys need to know we are human, to be vulnerable, to put it out there. And that's kind of where I'm feeling it. Like, I just need to get back out there and do what I do, because you know what? I love helping you. I love teaching you. I love that we get to do this from our phone, from whenever we want. And you know what? I've made some of the best friends because of this business. Who would have ever thought that? I would have never guessed that in a million years. But being around people that are encouraging, sending you support, just letting you just be there when you need them, that's so important. So I know newbies, you might be like, oh my gosh, I didn't know this was going to happen. Embrace it all. Understand we've all felt scared, nervous. Where do we start? Okay, I've been in for 3 years. Can I do this? Yes, you can. And it's just getting back in and making that decision of, you know what, I'm going to do the work. I'm going to look up things in the team pages. I'm going to Google things. I'm going to YouTube, and I'm going to make a decision to not leave any money on the table anymore. And that's what I want for you guys. So that's kind of the rundown. Jill, I knew this was going to be a long, really good Zoom. That's why it was just going to be you and, you know, Joel putting in his 2 cents and me sharing some things too. But is there anything that you're like, I have to share this?
I do have one thing. So when we first started this, a lot of you guys were in the comments like, host post doesn't work for me. I can't get it, whatever. I want you to keep trying. Okay. Like, if the proof is in the pudding, you see all these big people doing their host to post and everything. I want to tell you, one of my leaders on my team, her first day, she signed 10 customers, all from one host to post. So it could be that one host to post. You're going to get 10 customers. You're going to get your shopping spree. You're going to get $100 in one day. So don't give up on it, and just keep doing it over and over, and add your net. I only had 200 friends on my Facebook when I started. Now I have I don't know, a lot, but don't count yourself out for it. Okay. Like that's all I have to say is don't count yourself out and just do the things that everybody else is doing and you will be successful.
Yeah, the day that it can't happen for you is the day that you don't do it.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is you never know which one of those days it's going to be, but I can guarantee you it's not going to be on a day that you don't do it.
I just want to encourage you guys. We just know that you can. I know that it can seem scary. People are like, how do you get past anxiety? How do you get past the fear? You got to have that 5 seconds of like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 post. Do a live, be like, I'm so nervous, like putting out there. Like I said, if you want to start a weight loss, you're ready to start something and you want to start utilizing the product, ask for encouragement. People will do that. Just say, I really need some encouragement and love right now. I'm trying to lose weight. And so I'm just boldly putting myself out there. Could you just drop some encouraging comments? Like you just be surprised at and those are the people that you want in your corner and possibly distributors on your team because they're the right people. So, it is weird. I remember having sweaty pits and all. You guys had to do it in person. We didn't have social media. I had to talk to people in real life and I didn't know what I was talking about. I just winged it and was like, I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't know what I said to you, but here's your options. Here's the product. Here's a business opportunity. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. So I encourage you tonight to get off the Zoom, be bold, be courageous, do things that you've never done before that you know that it can make a shift. You'll start to have more confidence. You're going to see those customers rolling in. Reach out for help, advocate, ask, for comments in your post, whatever you need, but don't be afraid to do the things because I promise you won't die from it. That's the one thing I do know. You won't die and you're going to see success because the people that are on here that we do usually on our weekly calls is you think, oh my gosh, they had success immediately. That's not the case. They've been consistent. They've diligently done the work. They've pushed through on those hard days. They've gone when they feel like I've messaged 80 people. I don't even have one host to post up. Yes, that happens to me. That happens to Jill. That happens to Rachel Jones, the queen of the host to post who started it all. So yes, it still happens to us. We are not, Jesus, it's just, we're just human and things are going to happen like that. So I hope that you can see just from this, that having fun, being contagious, being you don't have to be either one of us, but just doing the work that you guys are going to have the success. So I'm super fired up because we've got 9 days left of the month. So make sure you focus on gathering those 5 loyal customers. Dig in, dig deep, guys, push for those promotions. The 25th things will run. And we're going to have another closeout Zoom on Monday to end the month strong, just to give you guys some volume boosting tips. How can you maybe push for a promotion, re-rank? How can we do all of the things? So Jill, I appreciate you. I love spending time with you. I just know that it's encouraging when I see people and they're like, this is what I'm doing. And we think, how they've got to have some magic sauce. And the magic is doing the things, being consistent, and having fun. And then don't forget, be a product of the product. So I love you guys. We're going to have Joel close it out in prayer. We're going to close this month out strong, and then we'll see you again on Monday night.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this amazing group. Just ask that you would bless them, help them to have an amazing week and go out and do awesome things in your name. Thank you for Jill and the words that she spoke over everybody. Just ask that we would take these tips and go out and help change people's lives. God, just thank you for everyone on here. Keep them safe, keep them healthy, and help them to do amazing things. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, guys, have an amazing Monday. We'll see you next week.
See you guys.